I was unable to locate Cairo International Airport. This small landing pad was the closest I could come to the city center.
Why did you expect to find an international airport?
According to my map, there should be an airport 22 kilometers northeast of central Cairo. Instead, that seems to be the site of a landfill.
There hasn't been commercial air travel since the collapse, 20 years ago.
Perhaps my navigation database is out of date.
I'm talking about the collapse, the biggest depression in world history. I guess you don't follow current events.
Of course I know about the collapse. If I fail to find the passenger I'm looking for, I'll be available to take you to another destination. If so, we'll leave from this landing pad.
How's it going?
Hey.
Loyal Seeker, your next objective is to help us find Dr. Nassif. She comes from a poor family in this plague-stricken village. Billy Adams will be coordinating the investigation from the mosque that lies between the arcology and the village. Report to her at once.
That's no way to live.
So I guess you've gone rogue on us. It's not too late to show some loyalty to the WTO. We want you to destroy the Nassif family's greenhouse, which is in the northwest corner of the South Medina. The experimental greenhouse, a violation of WTO regulations, should lead us to Dr. Nassif.
Just taking a break.
I don't understand. What are you doing? Well, someone new in the Medina. Don't worry about catching the plague at my little coffee stand. We are a high-priority zone for the bots, and we sterilize our equipment with infrasound.
That's good to hear.
People come to the old city to find the black market. Is that why you risk getting infected?
Security must be pretty non-existent around here. Is there a lot of crime?
Not my concern. There is always strife. I asked because I can make a deal for someone who could get into the new Cairo arcology and do Queequegs a favor.
I'm listening.
The regional director has been disappointed in my profits since the intensification of Nanite Swell 11. I lose the shop if I can't find a way to impress him.
What am I supposed to do?
NG Resonance is playing a concert in the arcology tomorrow. I need someone to convince her to endorse Queequegs. From what I hear, her manager, Miss Withers, can easily be bribed. Try to catch her waiting for NG and offer her some money. If she accepts, I will compensate you with a choice of several weapon mods, which I found on a dead Omar.
Miss Withers, huh? I'll let you know if I run into her.
We're sick of you arcology types coming out here, pointing and laughing like this is a theme park or a zoo.
I'm not sightseeing. I have business here.
We have no choice but to stay here. We don't get to go back inside your atmospheric barriers at the end of the day.
I don't live in the arcology.
Our children can't sleep at night because they can't breathe this filth, but that's about to change. You look like you've got more than enough credits to buy breathers for our families.
I don't want any trouble. Let me just give you the credits.
It's good that you can see reason. Now go back to your penthouse in the arcology.
See your arcology pass before I can let you in.
I don't have one. How do I get one?
If you don't already have one, then you're probably not supposed to have one. But there might be a compromise.
Such as?
There are those in the Medina who might get you a pass for a price, but really all they're looking for are mercenaries to do their dirty work. Me? I just want to help people out. Give me a few credits for my trouble and I'll act like you've got a pass.
No thanks. I'll find another way to get in.
I haven't seen you before. Welcome to our small Medina.
Hi, name's Alex.
Pardon the simplicity of this drawing, but I like to give newcomers a map so they can find their way around. The local business owners are always complaining that they don't get enough foot traffic.
Thanks, that's very thoughtful.
Chicago, someone put you on my tail? You're a long way from home.
I'm on Dr. Nassif's tail. The program we came out of, Apostle Corps, it's based here in Cairo.
This is some coincidence. Either there's a contract on my head...
Or maybe the Omar have an interest in the program that created us too. What do they have you doing out here?
I told you before. Protection.
Protection from what?
Anybody. A lot of people don't like Omar. Most people think they're freaks. Right now, supposedly, these Knights Templar fanatics are planning a raid, so I'm waiting for them.
All by yourself?
That's my assignment, but these cyborgs can fight when they have to. just wish we had a better tip, like when the raid's gonna happen. Then maybe I could get some sleep.
Who tipped you off to begin with?
Someone in the village. But the Templar command is in the arcology. They have a recruiting kiosk there. We can't move people into New Cairo too easily.
Maybe I'll do some sightseeing in New Cairo. I'll let you know if I come across anything.
Yeah? If it was me, I'd sneak up on the place and eavesdrop. Omar's schematics show a vent near the Tarsus School on 107, West Wall. One of the shafts leads to the kiosk. You could listen from inside the shaft. Be careful, though. Arcology support systems are secured against pests, whether transgenic or human. One thing I am is dependable. No sign of trouble so far. A Templar would just as soon lynch a merc like you or me because of our...
You've sure got a prime location for your business here.
We appreciate your resourcefulness in seeking us out.
I guess we'll see if it was worth my time and effort.
You will appreciate our merchandise. You are a welcome customer, having helped us in the past. Perhaps you can offer your services once more.
Go on, you've got my attention.
A Templar-run facility in Flight Bay 24 on Arcology Level 110 has a number of classified programs. Most importantly, a body armor project for Templar paladins. Also, a counteragent to the pollution that causes Plague 11 has been invented, though its deployment has been inexplicably delayed.
The counteragent sounds like something that would interest the villagers. How do I get into this facility?
First, you'll need a pass to enter the Arcology proper. Take this one.
Thanks.
Then talk to the woman in the air terminal information booth. She works for us. We will tell her that you are coming. Say to her simply that you have a friend in common. Once inside the terminal, locate the armor and upload the schematic. You will also find your cure.
Okay. What are you selling?
I have 2 black market biomod canisters which enable non-piezo cam functionality. Also, 3 concussion prox mines which you can plant on any flat surface to be detonated by movement within close range. As a preferred customer, you may purchase items at half price.
Give me the black market biomods.
The Amar appreciate good customers.
One thing I am is dependable.
No more congestion, no more fatigue. Use Vitatech Cure 11.
You have been conditioned by this society. You suffer from Vasana, my seekers. Hindu yogis have also...
Welcome.
Stop acting like a freak. Do not spread corruption and disorder. Acknowledge your responsibilities to your fellows and to the earth. Doing otherwise means you pollute the world with what Muslims have called fasad.
It's so good to see you again, darling. Any news about that apartment?
Apartment? Oh, that one. Already leased. Sorry.
Are you really trying to find me a place to live in Arcology? Don't you want to be able to see each other more often?
It's a lot of money. Will attract my husband's attention if I don't handle this properly. He's pretty clueless, but has started asking questions about certain expenses.
I'm stuck out here. I haven't been able to work on any of my poetry. I was always meant to be an arcology citizen. No one here will ever appreciate my right.
I will, sweetie. Hey, thanks for being here for me. I love this, and I love us. But you know that I've got to get back. I'll send word when I find an apartment.
If only I could get away from all this. I just know I could be a poet.
This constant haze is awful.
The harvester will discuss, okay?
What do I see? An exceptional young woman. Modified, correct? Lovingly grown in an enclave. And now you step into the dangerous world. Stay ready, Tariq.
Am I about to get jumped or something?
Such a prize, A shame to send you straight to the chop shop. Perhaps you heard that I'm hiring a mercenary.
Yeah.
I am interested in the security chief in the unmarked suite on level 108 in the arcology. His tissues are heavy with biotech. Beta biocules, the next rev of the piezo-chem architecture? Who knows? Maybe something beyond. I have a client who will pay handsomely to study one of his biomods.
How do you expect me to steal a biomod? Kill him and bring you the body?
Just kill him and my people in the morgue will remove the components I need. I like how you think. You will be well paid. Here, you will need this pass to enter the arcology.
For God's sake, leave me alone. Yes, I have closed the greenhouse. There was a murder there. The murder of my brother. The greenhouse will stay closed until I am certain that the Nassif family is safe.
I'm sorry about your tragedy.
Sorry? Who are you to be sorry? You killed the parents and now you come to kill the uncle? Well, the Nassif family is fighting back. Layla escaped and you won't find her.
I know your niece. She was my instructor at Tarsus Academy in Seattle. I'm not here to kill anyone.
No? Then what? Do you know who's after my family?
Everyone, as far as I can tell.
Funny. Ha ha. And meanwhile my daughter Ava goes missing at the Tarsus Academy in arcology. All of us hunted like greasels.
Tarsus Academy?
Right. Where Layla went to school. She helped her cousin get on the same track. To a decent life. Now we are targets.
Maybe I can help out. I'm on my way to the arcology.
You are a Tarsus lady, yes? Well, perhaps you can have a word with the headmaster. I will give you my parental code. 74652. Tarsus is on level 107. Tell the fat bum I want him to return my calls. Where is my girl? Why couldn't Layla find her last night?
Interesting discovery. So Dr. Nassif has a cousin at the Tarsus Academy in New Cairo. The visitation pass will let you enter the school on level 107 of the arcology. Find the cousin Eva and see if she leads you to Apostle Corps.
You're behaving like a fool.
Great. Greetings.
It sounds like operations are going well. Show those Omar beasts we will not tolerate their pollution. And that's just the first step in our plans for the city. Once the right people are running things, every citizen will wake up. They'll finally see how important the battle for purity really is.
This is a weapons-free zone. To enter, you must submit to a deactivation procedure. I'll transmit the encrypted safety lock bytecodes to freeze all your weapons on or in your person. When you leave, sensors will reactivate everything you've got.
Okay.
Thanks, you're clear to enter now.
WTO indifference to non-eye pollution is the reason for the plague that has decimated the village. If you and Billy can help the locals, maybe you can win their trust and get some information on Dr. Nassif.
Maybe if they knew that I'm sick, they'd let me in.
I wish it could be that way, baby.
I guess I just wasn't smart enough.
Nonsense.
Why won't they at least let us in the city?
The air's not so bad inside the mosque. You'll start to feel better. Just get some rest and forget about Tarsus. It's a very selective program. What?
I don't mean to interrupt.
You startled me there. I guess I'm a little preoccupied.
What's wrong?
Well, it's my daughter, Mina. Look at her.
It's okay, Mom. I'll get better.
Ever since she didn't get into the Tarsus Academy, her infection has been getting worse. She should be up on level 107 right now, in her own dorm room, studying and breathing filtered air. She's always been such a good student.
I wish there was something I could do.
That's very kind. But unless you're on the admissions committee at the academy, or unless you're someone who can hack in and put Mina Amir on the acceptance list, there's not really much to do except wait and pray.
Really, Mom, I'll be fine.
Some of us still worship the old gods, despite everything that's happened.
She wants into Tarsus, huh? I'll see what I can do.
You look fine to me.
Anything I can do to help?
Just stay out of the way. Too many patients. No time for chit-chat.
As you wish. I'm looking for someone named Billy Adams. I heard she's in this mosque.
The woman from Seattle, yes. Where are you from? New Cairo? Why come here? The air in the Medina is polluted.
Is it that serious?
Just take a look outside. It's nanite dust these people breathe, from nanite swell 11. Particles like little insects, unaffected by the wind. Probably a leak from a pre-collapsed laboratory that's been forgotten for 2 decades. These poor people.
You're behaving like a fool.
Maybe it is a judgment on us.
Oh.
Take your nonsense somewhere else.
Cheetah.
Then why am I sick? I exercise, eat right, I always wear my breather when I'm out in the Medina.
But when did you start using it? Only after years of breathing this air, just like me? We didn't know any better. Then by the time they start getting the word out, we were already sick.
Sometimes I don't know how long I can keep fighting this.
Hey, don't give up. Someone will come up with a cure. Maybe one of the Nasifs. They have some real brains in that family. It's rough, but we can't give in.
I have been sick for years now.
Too many trials.
I need to return in time for the summit.
Just a show for the media.
I'm not so sure. Her Holiness sounded sincere when I spoke with her in Germany.
A co-dominion with the WTO? Not in my lifetime.
History moves in fits and starts. Obviously, you're too young to remember pre-collapse society. I watched 2 centuries of progress vanish during 2 minutes on the evening news.
Destruction, that's easy. But Her Holiness and Chairman Dumier think they can reunify the planet with a simple decree.
The faithless are easy to manipulate politically. And remember, the faithless are the majority. We should not forget de Tocqueville's insight. If a man does not submit to faith, he will desire a firm, tyrannical shape for society.
It's not too late to reform the church.
Perhaps. I will find out when I get to Trier.
So I already got a lead on this epidemic in Old Cairo. Courtesy of the Omar and the Medina, I've got some information about a possible cure.
Personally, I'm not going to waste my time saving the planet until we find out where Dr. Nassif is hiding.
High Augur Chen is a fine seeker. She has a strong heart, but a strong heart often runs contrary to a seeker's purpose.
I don't believe we've met.
Lumen and Saman from the German Shard. My pleasure. I was hoping one of Billy's former classmates would show up.
Do you think Dr. Nassif is still in Cairo?
We have good reason to believe that Apostle Corps' headquarters are in Cairo. This is where she would go looking for help. Hey, I almost forgot. Here's something Chen wanted me to give you as a bonus for killing that Mako guy.
Thanks. Just making the world safer. One mad scientist at a time.
Right. Carry on, Alex. Sometimes High Augur Chen has her head in the clouds.
You disagree with the way High Augur Chen is doing things?
Amicably, to be sure. It's mostly a doctrinal dispute that stands between us.
What about Her Holiness? Doesn't she decide what the Church stands for?
Her Holiness and I amicably disagree also. My shard in Germany has a profound respect for the founding doctrines of the Order. What we don't understand are these recent revisions and reversals that seem to excuse the resurgence through the WTO of blind commercial interests.
You sound pretty upset.
My Seekers and I are most loyal to the doctrines laid down by Her Holiness after the collapse. What we propose, very openly, is a greater purity of interpretation of these founding principles.
What brings the German Lumen to Cairo?
Let's just say that if this investigation of Apostle Core does indeed uncover technologies for the modification and co-modification of human bodies, I don't entirely trust the current leadership to destroy them.
What are you going to do?
Report the truth to my Seekers, to true Seekers everywhere. What more would be necessary? You want to hear more? Good. Let me explain how the Order should rebuild post-collapse society.
I'm listening.
Her Holiness was correct in the beginning to describe the problem as one of human growth. Human growth was impeded in the old society. Almost all men carry out the purposes of other men rather than their own, making them feel impotent in action. Bertrand Russell.
So?
So, Russell understood that people are creatures of impulse. The role of political philosophy should be to control the destructive impulses with constructive, creative ones. For example, allow each citizen to direct his own growth.
I thought the Order was a spiritual movement.
A spiritual movement about reconstituting the self, improving the self, finding balance with the world. Her Holiness knows that no balance is possible if the old world returns. Global capital, teratogenic science, universal wage slavery. Have you ever considered what is unique about post-collapse society? Trans-territoriality. Most political entities coexist on a global scale. The WTO has its enclaves, we have our settlements and churches.
You're not the first global church.
The point is that governmental units need not be territorial. The proof is all around us. After the collapse, communication grids came back up before industry. So what has evolved are many global associations incapable of seizing very much territory.
If the Order isn't territorial, why do you maintain an armed guard?
Military power will never vanish. What we hope, and Her Holiness once agreed with me, is that a global police force would end territorial wars and be just that. Police, like the Seekers in the Medina.
But whose police force?
Not important, so long as it knows how to keep order. Seek the way, my friend.
If you're ready to depart the mosque, go ahead. Scanners in the doorway will reactivate all your weapons.